Hello, hello. Oh, joining you from this beautiful spot that I kept pulling my attention all morning. This golden light and these golden leaves. Just this weekend, this tree was full and they dropped quite quickly, and it's starting to get cooler here in these beautiful Minnesota lands. But yeah, I just had on this 11/11 portal, and 11/11 as I'm recording this right now. Whenever it finds you, trust that the messages that came through to be shared today are relevant in whatever time and space, be it an 11/11 portal or not. That's when I'm recording this, and yeah, just being guided to come in and share and express authentically. And this morning when I sat to tune in and to my energies, it's just feeling restless and uneasy, and yeah, those are all invitations, right? We can label them many things in a world when we can, create the story that is in our awareness. What are we telling ourselves, and why, and what animates that? So that's some of what channeled through in my writing this morning, and was guided to come out and hold space and really demonstrate and allow these energies, if they're coming up within me and you're watching this, there is something for you to know in this. So how we treat and support ourselves is really how that external world shows up for us. And that's idea where you can look at what type of story am I telling, a victimhood story or an empowered story, and digging deep into what we tell ourselves and really looking at them from a space of compassion and empowerment and accountability, right? We all own what we go through and come in with, and even when we see that mirror reflected in an external circumstance, really feeling into the energy that you're sitting with. Projected energy is a big deal, and what we project onto people is a big deal. And that's why this self-awareness is so key, right? We, in this world where we're mindlessly just moving from one test to another for what? It's taking the time and space to reflect upon that for yourself. So what is coming up is, who does it serve to hold a negative self-concept about yourself, right? Like, if you're sitting in a space of dis-ease and there's discomfort, is it hello, wind, hi. And there's discomfort, feeling into what is it? Is it something within me? Or, of course it is, I'm feeling it. But what is that self-concept that I'm creating around it? And does it support a story, an agenda you align to? Is there truths to whatever it is that it is you're holding that story upon? What energy, what energetic charge can you really feel into that? Get out of the story and feel the energy of the story. And what's it contributing to? There's really, really very little, negativity. It just serves no one. And so I like to go to this space of neutrality, right? And when we feel that discomfort, when we feel that dis-ease, when we are in circumstances that are challenging and allowing, right, life to move to and through you as it is, because sometimes it's so necessary. When you're really on this path of self-awareness and self-knowledge, and you see bigger energies and bigger circumstances than your own limited view, sometimes being the loud voice in the room is exactly what is called for. And that's where you get to choose what your story is, what your convictions are, what cross you're willing to bear, and why. In a world of negativity and fear and blah, 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 you could go on and make yourself sick. I mean, quite honestly, it does make everyone sick. Doesn't serve to hold that negative self-concept, story, idea. Yes, allow it to be there and as a potential in the realms, but what do you feed? What do you contribute to? There's either falsities projected upon you, these external entities, thought forms, ideas, and the one that's true to yourself, the one that's true to the creation, this life that you want to create. Are we contributing to heaven on earth, or continued chaos and separation and dysfunction and distortion and power and control and manipulation? And what are you doing it for? Why? What are you so afraid of? Look there. Look in that mirror. So when you're looking at the stories that are projected upon you and the ones that you're telling within yourself, it's deciding the agenda you contribute to. Yes, and that breath is so powerful. Feel into of one that holds a lot of, what's the word? This vessel I feel, and it is a very tuned instrument, and it's very empathic to the energy that is around it. So it takes a lot of conscious effort to be aware and to move with and be with and keep this energetic body functioning in a space that's harmonious. And for some, that disconnection isn't there. It's not knowing why, what's all contributing to our physical experience. But for me, it's highly aware. So, and there's no judgment in this. There's no right or wrong. In some aspects, that's where that self-condemnation can come in for me. It's like you create your pain. Well, yes, and there's so much more. There's so much more, right? And my experience is my experience here to be experienced. And the stories I create about that are just like the ones you get to create about yours. And so, does the story that you're telling hold a dense, heavy energy in your body? And when you feel that, what does it bring up? So this morning, I was feeling a lot of energy and not really quite sure what to do with it. Then I was having a lot of tailbone pain and feeling, okay, this safety and this comfort in my body, there's something going on. So tuning in and listening to my body, writing down the ideas that it's kind of sitting with and percolating underneath the surface, becoming aware of what was unaware in my energetic field, in my physical body, in my dis-ease of feeling chaotic energy. So sitting down and unpacking that and deciding like, oh, okay, what am I going to do with that? Asking for that internal guidance, and this space being opened up is like, hey, go out and share, right? Express. And that's some of what I believe in, is the idea of breath, awareness, expression, and sound. And you have control over all of them. Regardless of the external world, all you can honestly control is yourself. Your own thoughts, ideas, beliefs. And there's so many ways to work with those. And ultimately it's there to empower you, but in the end of the day, we are all co-creating in this world together. And so contributing to spaces and places that uplift one another. And when those stories that we tell are about another, understand that comes with an energetic frequency. And so practice that I sit with is cleansing my energy, clearing my field, allowing that breath to move to and through my body and release and transmute from negativity to neutrality. Because in that space of energy, you're a magnetic force for experiences. And they align to the energy, the giggles that you emit. So being very mindful of your energetic frequency and what you're projecting and what you're putting out into this world, and how you're caring for yourself. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. Because as within, so without. As above, so below. And that's a deep responsibility to yourself. So moving out of self-condemnation into self-empowerment and taking back your power, owning your story. And so I'll sit with you in this space and breathe and clear some energy. The practice, breathing in, allowing your every breath to receive, fill, nourish, support all of the things you need. Give it with the breath. Breathe into sensations, breathe into what you feel, and exhale and let it go. Transmute and observe from that inner eye, that inner space of awareness, and allow yourself just to focus on your breath. Observe from a space of compassion and love, that awareness that animates. Don't need to try to control it, just allow yourself to receive and release, receive and release. Stay in that breath, allow it to flow as it needs to. And if there's dense places in the body, breathe in, release around them. And this is a practice that's one that's, in helping to be, understand your inner world is a journey you can go on your own or have guidance. There's lots of ways, and if it's something you're interested in learning about, I encourage you to play or reach out, and I'll certainly be your guide. And that is we both tune in to our deep inner space of awareness, and I'm highly intuitive, so as I'm moving and feeling in my body, I'm guiding you to do the same, and we go on this inner journey. And I ask your awareness questions, and I teach you how to hear an inner yes and no, and I really help you tune into the frequency of you, like that radio, right? There's the giver and the receiver, the channels, and when two are on the same frequency, you can, listen to the sound waves that move between them. And so it's getting into frequency and harmony with yourself and tuning that frequency to one that you want to emanate consciously by choice. And in that space, when you release the densities, energy never dies, it only transforms. And so underneath that is a space of wisdom and clarity. And at the end of the day, you're transmuting old energies and old frequencies and patterns that are in the body that were unexpressed emotions or circumstances that you've carried through in your lifetime, and from your ancestral lineages as well. So with that, I will breathe and share this little space with you. Thank you for listening. I've got some energy to transmute. Thank you. Cut off my head. Hello, how are you?
Good.
Have a great day. all my friends. That was a beautiful little journey for me, and it's feeling like it's time to wrap it up. As I sat next to the tree, just often swimming in the sacred geometry that just kind of swirls as I transmute the energy, but being like that tree, right? That axis mundi, that heaven and earth connected, and in connection with all things, right? That aura that we carry and cleansing it. And I have re-picked up my Reiki practice as old energies shift out of my life that were just, not in alignment, not truly at the energetic frequency that I am being called to just step into more authentically. And as that process of letting go happens, like these beautiful leaves, right? That's what came up is, just this weekend, this tree was this radiating golden, beautiful expression. And just like nature, we go through cycles, and our beauty has to end and shift and change. And as we're heading into the winter and the death of once was is now becoming fertilizer, and just nurturing that deep, rich soil of life. What's, often looked at as a death and an ending, and we've been fed stories around, and it's a transition, it's a change. And the next thing is so beautiful in my world. It's like, creating heaven on earth, truly, truly, truly. And the old energies and the densities that just aren't serving, our nature naturally knows how to cycle through, and it does, and it will. And I see and I believe in a future that is bigger and serves humanity in ways that we haven't even kind of thought of. And in order to play in that space, you have to let go of the fear. You have to. It's just parasitic, just dysfunctional, radiating, low energy, dense energies that are there as information in a data stream, right? Like there's information to know what you're working with in the collective, and to be in that space of empowerment to take your daily practices and do what serves, and feed this vessel, clear this old, outdated stories, let go of what doesn't serve and open to what does. So I'm off to warm up by the fire, and many blessings to you and whoever watches this.